Hi, so this video I'm going to go over game 3 from prep test 14. I'm going to just do the setup this time and then maybe like the first question, and then I'll do the rest of the questions in another video. All right, so for this one, we're given a bit of a chart with these 10 birds. So we've got the kinds of birds. I'll just write them here: goldfinch, lovebirds, and parakeets. And we've got the males and the females. Okay, so H, J, K, M, N, and Q, R, S, T, W. So I'm just using the different fonts to kind of differentiate them a little bit, but we still have to keep track of which ones are male and which ones are female. The breeder exhibits pairs of birds consistent with one male and one female of the same kind. Okay, cool. At most, 2 pairs can be exhibited at a time. So the exhibition is maximum 4 birds. And they do exhibit pairs of birds, one male, one female. So you're never going to have like an odd number that are being exhibited at the same time. It's either going to be like 1 pair of birds or 2 pairs of birds. The remaining birds have to be distributed between 2 cages. So if we look at question 13, that can give us kind of an idea of how we might want to set this up, which is having our first cage, our second cage, and the exhibition cage, I don't know, or stand, maybe. Yeah, maybe a stand would make sense for birds. I have a bird, but I've never exhibited birds or bred birds. Okay, so yeah, so max 4. So we either have 2 pairs or 1 pair. Yeah, okay. Neither cage can contain more than 4 birds. So the maximum of 4 applies to each group. Any 2 birds that are both of the same sex and of the same kind as each other can't be caged together. Okay. Seems like the parakeets, like we're not going to be able to. Oh no, that's okay. Sorry. Same sex and same kind as each other can't be caged together. Yeah, the parakeets are going to have to be separated. Like there's definitely going to be a pair of parakeets that are exhibited because we have 3 male parakeets. So, and we only have 3 spots. So definitely there's going to be a parakeet in each of them, like a male parakeet in each spot. And we can't have like the 2 female goldfinches together. So like J and K have to be separated. T and W have to be separated. So that covers rule 2. Whenever either J or W is exhibited, okay, so if J or W, then no S. S is not exhibited. And if S is exhibited, then J is not and W is not. Right. So possible assignment of birds. So I would just go through the rules and like the deductions that I've made. So for the first one, we know we have a maximum of 4 per group, and so E is out. I go A, B, C, D, E. So E is not allowed because we have 5 in the first cage. And then Q, R, and S have to be separated from each other. So like the exhibition, Q and R. Ooh, would that actually be allowed? Because that's not a cage, right? The exhibition doesn't actually say it's a cage, so that would be okay. Dang. Okay, so at least one of those three has to be exhibited, but more than one could be exhibited. So yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, and then like Q, R, and S, they can't be caged together, or like any group of those can't be together. We can't have like Q and R together, R and S, or Q and S. And we can't have T and W caged together, but they could be exhibited together. I mean, A doesn't work because J and K are together, and that's not allowed. But yeah, it does bring up an interesting possibility with the parakeets. Okay, for the yeah, if S is exhibited, we can't have J or W being exhibited, so B is out. And let's see, J, okay, so else is fine. H and J, M and N. But then we're going to have a problem because we have T and W together in the second cage in C. So D is the only one that works. So that first question I often find like, yes, it's kind of the easiest question typically, but it's a really good opportunity to make sure that you're understanding how to apply the rules. So I wouldn't recommend going too quickly on it. Like allow it, especially with a game like this, where there's just like a lot of moving pieces, and especially where you have, because you have these cages and then you also have the exhibit. It's the like the rules aren't necessarily going to apply to each group, right? So like this rule here is about being exhibited, right? Like if J is exhibited or W is exhibited, then S is not exhibited. If S is exhibited, then J isn't and neither is W, right? So it doesn't apply to them like being in the same cage. They could maybe be in the same cage, they just can't be exhibited together. Whereas these ones apply to being caged, but not necessarily to being exhibited, right? Now, J and K aren't going to be exhibited together anyways because they're both females and that we don't have two males that can go with them that are of the same breed. There's just H. We don't have another male goldfinch, but for like TW and QRS, you know, it is possible to have those guys. Yeah, it's possible to have those guys all together. So the only thing that was wrong with answer choice A was the issue of putting J and K together. But like if you switch out J for H, then that would be fine. Or switch out J for M, that would be okay. Yeah, so and like there are other options as well that you could do a bit of a switch there as long as you just don't have J and K together, then you could make that work. Having Q, R, T, and W all in the exhibit together. All right, so anyways, I've gone on long enough for the setup video here. I'll do the rest of the questions in the next video.